Hello, hi, it's Doreen Muzaki Olinya once again, and if it's your first time logging into my channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button so you're part of this family that I am building slowly but steadily, and also hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my new uploads that I'll be putting on this channel. One of the things I planned to do last year was shooting videos. I wrote down my content, I even typed it on my laptop, and I was so eager to shoot as many videos as possible. But guess what? My pregnancy came with some bit of challenges, and one of them was being overly weak and also sleepy. So every time I wanted to shoot, sleep would pop in, and I would tell myself, okay, let me first take a rest, and then when I wake up, I'm going to sit right in front of my camera and shoot. And guess what? I would wake up, and before I know it, it's 4 p.m. Then I have to prepare for the day. I have to cook supper. I have to take care of my other children. I have to do all sorts of kinds of things in the house. And that day goes. The other day went. Before I knew it, it was a month. I kept pushing. I will do it tomorrow. I will do it the other day. I will do it the other day. So, before I knew it, the year had ended without me shooting any single video. But I had the content in my book, in my journal, and also on my laptop. And that's how I lost it somehow. But nonetheless, I am not beating myself, but I'm just using this as an example to show you of the many times that we procrastinate and lose out on attaining our resolutions or expectations just because we are procrastinating. So in other words, procrastination is more of a dream killer than a dream achiever. So if you're out there and you didn't know that you're a procrastinator, I'm going to let you know of some of the things that you do or the statements that you normally make to procrastinate, but without you knowing that you're actually procrastinating. And one of the statements that procrastinators make like this, one of them is, I work better under pressure. I work better under pressure, or I perform better under pressure. And that kind of a procrastinator is referred to as the performer. This person here is kind of attached, is still deep rooted and attached to the 11th hour rule. And what does the 11th hour rule say? The 11th hour rule is all about doing executing assignments on the last hour of the day of the deadline. Let's take for example, you're given an assignment to do on Monday, and you're supposed to submit it on a Friday. So what the performer does, the performer, instead of executing the assignment on a Monday or on a Tuesday or Wednesday, the performer will keep pushing it and say, I will do it on Friday. After all, I still have time. I still have time. In fact, they keep saying, I still have time. Before they know it, Tuesday has passed, Wednesday has passed, Thursday has passed, and Friday, which is the day of submission, has clocked in. So this is where the performer wakes up as early as possible to start executing the assignment. And guess what? Working on the 11th hour subjects you to a lot of pressure, because you have to do a lot of things. And if you're a student, you are subjected to pressure of having to do research about the assignment or the coursework that you have to submit, because you cannot start answering something that you've not researched about. So you can see, every time you tell yourself, I perform better under pressure, you're a procrastinator that is known as a performer. And the biggest weakness of this performer here is always starting. Hitting the start button is their biggest weakness, and the only solution to that is setting a timeline for starting. You have to wake up in the morning and tell yourself, today, come shine, come rain, I must start on this particular project. The second kind of procrastinator that you might be without knowing is one called a self-deprecator. A self-deprecator is this kind of a person who normally uses this statement, I'm so lazy today. Like, they are hard workers, and they are the opposite of laziness. But the problem is that they are often hard on themselves, especially when they have failed to attain a certain goal of work or project, a certain project goal. So they normally shift blame on laziness instead of admitting that they are tired. And this is so common on men. Men are hard workers. They are hard workers, but in most cases, they never want to accept defeat. They never want to agree that they can also, at any point in time, get tired. And yet, it's normal to be tired. It's normal to be tired because when you're tired, it's good to take a break. So that when you take a break, you gather energy. You rejuvenate yourself so you can have enough energy to execute that assignment in a much better way and attain the expectations or the results that you want to attain. So the solution is just simple. Take a break. Go have time for yourself. If possible, move out a bit. Go take a very good walk and breathe in air, and in the process you will have regained more energy. You will have rejuvenated, and you will be ready to execute the task and achieve the expectations that you will have wanted to achieve. The third kind of procrastinator who procrastinates unknowingly through a mask of avoidance is known as the overbooker. Yeah, like you hear the name. This person is always, these kinds of people are always using the statement, the word busy. Busy is always on the tips of their lips. They are ever busy with and without plan. I'm sorry to say so. Overbookers are extremely, like, they are extreme outliers of business. Come on, we all have things that keep us busy, but not to this level. So the overbooker actually uses the word busy just to avoid executing tasks, even when they know that these tasks will need their attention. These tasks are critical and they are going to need their attention, but they will always say, I am busy. So the challenge to these people is that they will never want to perform anything. Okay? Their biggest challenge is avoidance. They love avoiding things, avoiding their projects, avoiding helping out even when they know they are needed so badly. But the solution is just in one thing. If you're out there and you're an overbooker, really, sit down, take some time, think through things and ask yourself, what am I avoiding at this particular point in time? What is there in this kind of task that I'm trying to avoid? Because these people even can create chaos, by the way. They can create chaos just to avoid doing certain things. Or even they can even give you an excuse of, that's not a task even. That's not a task at all. Someone else, they can even underestimate the whole thing, but when actually they are avoiding giving it their attention, which is so critically needed. So overbookers out there, the solution to your to your cycle of procrastination is just by sitting down and taking some time to think through the things that you do and ask yourself, why am I doing these things? Why am I avoiding? What is there for me to avoid in this kind of situation? And there you will get the answer to that. The fourth kind of procrastinator that also procrastinates with or without knowing is the one we call, or the one that is referred to as a novelty seeker. Is a novelty seeker, and the statement that is always flowing out of the lips of this kind of procrastinator are, I got something better. Whew! There is a much better idea. I'm cooking. I have a friend who is always having new ideas. At the back of his mind is always building ideas. But my friend, if you're out there and you've heard me talk, please, the time has come for you to sit down and think through things. A novelty seeker is attached to the shiny object syndrome. And the shiny object syndrome is basically something that comes because you're always telling yourself, whenever you start something and you're like, today I want red chairs. Okay, that's the simplest. Today I want red chairs. And then overnight, meanwhile, you had already started, you're in the pipeline of working on the red chairs, and then overnight something occurs to you. You get a new idea, like, okay, at least if the chairs are gray and in an L shape, they will look better. Before you know it, the novelty who was working on the red chairs will first put that to pause, and if possible, call the carpenter and tell the carpenter to first hold on. And then, because there is this new idea that they have come up with for the chairs to look good in the house. Yeah, it's very good. And these kinds of people are so good in decision making. They have very nice decision making skills, and they are good at taking action, because in any case, for them, as opposed to the performer, they are so strong at starting things. They can even start things and move all the way through to 50% of executing it. But their problem is in accomplishing what they have started. Once they start, they in most cases fail to finish what they have started. And why? Because of these new ideas that keep popping. So every time they get new ideas or new projects to work on, they always ignore the old things or the old projects that they were working on, and they start again on the new project. And again, when another new idea comes in, again they put a pause and they start again. But the solution is simple. Just get a notepad or a stick pad or a piece of paper, that every time you get a new idea, you note it down. You note it down without compromising the old idea. So if you had started executing something and then you get something new in your head, yeah, it's good to get new ideas and it's good to think more and more, but let's write down those new ideas and put them aside until we are done with what we had started on. We cannot afford to touch on anything else. So that's as simple as that. So if you're a novelty seeker out there, the only way you can fight the shiny object syndrome is by you focusing on what you had started and making sure you accomplish it before you can start up on something else. Otherwise, you're going to keep on procrastinating, and before you know it, you've derailed yourself, wasted a lot of time, and yet at the end of the day, you've accomplished nothing. Okay? So those are the 4 types of procrastinators. If you've liked this video, just give me a thumbs up, and if possible, share to a neighbor, to a friend, to a loved one, and a friend of that loved one, and the neighbor of your neighbor's neighbor. Okay, it was nice being here. You can also drop me a comment on what you think about procrastinating. Do you think it's a dream killer or it's a dream achiever? It helps us to achieve our dreams. Yeah. God bless you. Bye.